reached a milestone. The first time in our nation's history that a woman will be a major party's nominee for
That was Hillary Clinton last night in a victory speech after winning enough delegates to clinch the Democratic nomination. Hello, I'm Adam Housley, and you are in the strategy room. And, of course, to talk all about last night and what it means, we have two great strategists with us. Joe Lestingi, a Democratic strategist, joins us, along with Republican strategist Adam Goodman. Welcome to you both. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Joe, big win last night. What do you think about her speech? What does this all mean now?
Yeah, it was amazing. For the first time in our nation's history, we're going to have the opportunity to elect a woman president of the United States. Even though there have been many women elected across the world as heads of states and heads of governments, we still have yet to do that here. So it's a great win. She sealed up all the controversy over California. She locked it up in New Jersey. Moving forward to the general election, Democrats have one focus, and that is to win the White House and win back Congress and go from there. So it was a great night for Democrats. Every Democrat out there should be proud.
Adam, big night for Democrats, big night for Clinton, obviously, but also you have there's a lot going on with this candidate, as you know. Is gender just enough?
Well, first of all, it's a good day for Hillary Clinton. I agree with Joe. But the next chapter is not necessarily going to be a kumbaya. It's called Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders didn't represent in this situation a campaign. He's a movement. And that movement is looking for people that are going to hold forth. You know, he did popularize social inequality. He talked about the 99% versus the 1%. He's talked about a rigged system. And I think the first order of business for Hillary Clinton and the president, I think the president is calling Bernie Sanders into the principal's office today, is to see if they can unite, because Bernie still holds a lot of cards, and he and Donald Trump are playing from basically the same stack of cards, which is the outside, which is taking on the system. And I think that's really the biggest issue of the campaign so far.
And, Joe, I mean, Bernie and Donald are grabbing from obviously different parts of the political spectrum, but the same kind of distrust in Washington. And obviously both candidates now for each party do have their weaknesses. In regards to Hillary, you do have the issue going along with the FBI investigation. You've got a few other things going on, including the questions about some of the decisions made as Secretary of State that kind of play into Sanders' playbook, even though he's obviously not going to be the nominee at this point. How is that going to stop? Is there a way that she can somehow overcome that to bring these two sides together on the Democratic side?
Yeah, you bring up a lot of interesting points that she's going to have to deal with. And as a Democrat, I'm more than willing to say yes. The FBI investigation has to get wrapped up soon, and it will be. And they've said as much. And it doesn't appear that anything's coming out of it as of right now, based on all the leaks. But that being said, the core crux coming off of yesterday is uniting the party around our nominee. And I understand Bernie wants to stay in the race. That is completely up to him if he wants to do that. I voted for Bernie, but even I am here today saying he's done. There is absolutely no way he can win at the convention in July. It's just not going to happen. Hillary Clinton is our nominee. We are all very proud of this. We are all going to eventually coalesce behind her. We had this same fight in 2008 with her on the other side of this, and her supporters did come through. As much as Bernie Sanders is a movement, they know there is no bigger antithesis to that movement than Donald Trump. He will stand against everything that Bernie stood for. They're not going to be voting for him. They will come back into the party. And we look forward to that because their voice is important at the convention and to the party platform.
Adam, obviously with Trump, you guys, there's been some controversial statements again in the last couple of days. This is going to be an interesting July for both parties, even though both nominees are presumptive at this point.
There's no question, but already we're seeing the outlines of the race to come. And I like Joe's speech about how it's going to be a together, kumbaya for Democrats. They're not quite there yet. You look at the three combatants, Adam. You have President Obama, who's, I think, running for legacy. You have Hillary Clinton running for the White House. You have Bernie Sanders running for change. Those don't necessarily all chart the same path and will follow the same journey moving forward. As far as this election is concerned, it's very clear, it's been clear from the beginning. This is a referendum on the system. And whether she likes it or not, Hillary Clinton and President Obama are that system. And in the courtroom of public opinion, I'd rather be in the prosecutor's seat than the defendant's.
All right, Adam and Joe, thanks so much for joining us. Obviously, we're going to have a lot to talk about in the coming months. Appreciate both you guys coming in. Obviously, for all your complete coverage on the election, you can join FoxNews.com. Everything's there for you. Until then, I'm Adam Housley, and you're watching The Strategy Room.